With your hosts, PGA professionals Jordan Young, Mike Fay, Brian Cairns, and WJR's own Sean Belegian.
Well, so glad you may join us wherever you may be on this Sunday night. It is indeed Spin on Golf here on 760 WJR. Usual suspects all here. BC, Mike Fay, Jordan Young. We have a bunch of special guests coming up tonight, but certainly happy that you are joining us wherever you may be, in your car, listening on your radio, or, of course, joining us on StreamYard, Facebook Live. Always a pleasure to hear from people during the course of the show. Lots of things to get to, so I'm going to quit the small talk right now. Of course, one of the things that we're looking at is the Tour Championship. And fellas, we were talking during the intro to the show about how in recent weeks the cream seems to be rising to the top. It seems like Rahm's right there and everything. Morikawa's right there and everything. DJ seems to have found himself. And Jordan, as you brought up, JT is kind of on the outskirts. You know, just I hate to use this term because we always attribute it to Tiger. He's kind of lurking. He's just in the background. But certainly the cream has risen to the top in the last few weeks.
Well, yes, happy Sunday to everybody. BC, Mike in the studio, and Mike Fay up in the top left corner, and of course you, Sean. I just love watching DJ. I mean, he's cool to watch. He's not as cool as watching Tiger, but he's getting close. He's making putts. He's fun to watch, on the golf course. I don't know. He seems cooler than watching Rory. I mean, Rory had a couple hiccups yesterday. He topped one in the water, and
another punk.
Yeah. But JT seems to want to get in the game, but then he kind of pokes his head around the corner and then dodges, and back and forth. But yeah, Morikawa, Rahm, DJ, JT, and the other guy, Schauffele. Those five just seem to always kind of be there.
It's kind of funny that the Red Wings finally won the Stanley Cup a few years back when they figured out you don't have to be real good during the season. You have to be good in the playoffs. And, you want to be good for the majors, but since the majors are after the playoffs, let's be good at the playoffs and then roll into the U.S. Open. So it's a different kind of a mindset for these guys this year. And I think, man, you're seeing some different faces up there, like a Brendan Todd and which I really like in him. But anyway, it's DJ's. He keeps making those putts. He's unstoppable.
Go ahead, Mike. I know you wanted to chime in.
Yeah, you're right, BC. Putting much better, right? I mean, making everything. Big deal was that he fixed his wedge play, right? And now all of a sudden he's found his putter, and it's been a ton of fun to watch. Jordan and I were just talking. Some of the players are really making some moves up here. Like right now, going into the final round, we've got David Bergersoon 6 under today. He's at 10 under. He's in 6th place. I mean, just moving up the leaderboard. These guys are playing so good. Rahm, Justin Thomas right there. And
he's 9 back, though. He's 9 back.
I know. They're so far back. We were talking about that, too, right? Like this whole Head Start program.
Terrible.
What do you guys think of the Head Start?
Garbage.
I don't know. It's not. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to nominate them for the Punk of the Week, but I will say I'm not too fond of the old Head Start kind of type thing.
Do you guys see Morikawa's shot? Maybe we'll get that for our Facebook live audience and everything. If you guys haven't seen that, the one thing that has jumped out to me in recent weeks, of course, last week we had those two putts that were just absurd that I probably watched 100 times. I think I watched Morikawa's shot out of the sand, not quite yet 100. Give me until tomorrow, this time tomorrow. But I probably watch it 50 times. It is unbelievable, some of the shots these guys are hitting. And I think that goes back to what you said, BC. These guys are ramping up their game now. It's now, and we are seeing shots that, simply put, only the pros are going to make.
Does anybody understand how hard East Lake is? I played there, and it's like the most ridiculously hard, straightforward, grab your cojones and hit it in the fairway, or you don't, you whack it out sideways. It's brutal. And these guys are just shooting 5-6 under, no big deal. It's insane.
Yeah, you know, Morikawa making this shot here, as you guys just seen on Facebook Live. He's plugged in the bunker. He's got to aim it out to the right. There's no way he's trying to. I mean, he's not thinking make. He's like, I can chunk this up there to maybe 20 feet. If it rolls out, maybe it gets to 8 feet. Grind for the par. A lot of people think, well, how did he make that? Well, it just sometimes stuff happens, and obviously that just happened.
That was really cool.
Yeah.
Unbelievable to see. That's one of those shots that was certainly making its way around Twitter. You can participate in Twitter as well at Spin on Golf. Don't forget, we're trying to get the footprint out there. And certainly if you have anything to say to the pros, by all means, we'd love to hear from you. Want to tell you as well, we have at least 2 guests coming on the show tonight. I'm being told, Jordan, we may have a secret couple of guests later in the show. Is that my understanding?
Well, we'll see. We'll see how they do on the Punk of the Week nominations. We'll have to see how everybody else's nominations are. They've been pretty strong lately. We didn't even get to nominate last week because it was just too strong.
I had to look to the door and see if that was my dogs growling. Nope, it's just PC.
I mean, unbelievable.
We can't get there yet. We can't get there yet.
Too many punks. Anyway.
Okay.
Hey, if you guys haven't heard the story, we're gonna bring these 2 in a couple minutes here on Spin on Golf here on 760 WJR. But if you haven't heard the story of Sarah and Brett White, just wait till you hear the story. We're going to have them joining us in a matter of minutes here, once again on Spin on Golf on 760 WJR and Facebook Live. Both of them have kindly agreed to join us. I mean, what a great story, fellas. I mean, before we get to them, it's one of those things you read it and you're kind of looking at it going, is this a Hollywood script, right? I mean, this is some special stuff.
Well, Brett and Sarah come from a great family. I've known them both for a while, and their parents are awesome people, and both golfers, both former hockey players, but competitors, great athletes. And you know, Sarah, I'm not gonna blow it off the lid here, but you know, she won an event a couple weeks back on the Symetra Tour, and Brett Open is our most recent Michigan Open winner just last week. So they're going to tell you their stories. That's the top of the echelon right there, top of the mountain. But they've got some good stories on the back end about how they got there, and I think it's worthy of us listening to them tell it.
Yeah, no doubt about that. And we will do that when we come back. Always a pleasure to be here with you. Just a little programming note. We are going to be off next week. The Lions return. But for the U.S. Open, we will be back for the U.S. Open. That will be September 20th. And we'll be back in November as well when the Masters come around. It's a tradition like any other, right? The Masters in November. Hey, I'm just glad they're having it. Beggars can't be choosers. Let's
crowd. We're going to see the golf course this year.
Yeah, can't wait, as a matter of fact, for that. So glad you could join us. It's Spin on Golf. Don't you go anywhere, because when we come back, as mentioned, Sarah and Brett White will be joining us Sunday night, 760 WJR.
PC, that was funny. The growling.
Honest to God, I'm not joking. I thought it was my dogs. Like I turned my head. I was like, are they going to come bite the back of my Achilles tendon or something?
Oh, that was funny.
It's a javelina coming at you, man.
I got 2 schnoodles losing their minds here. You know, I'm like, what's going on?
I got the week off a dog. The dog took a vacation. Couldn't stand me, I guess, so he had to go away.
Oh, really?
Great. Yeah. I'm loving life.
Wow.
I just don't smell a hound dog in my house. It's so nice.
Hey, for the Kirchner Cup, is it just 3 days of straight best ball?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Who ended up winning today?
It's on the rundown. I can't remember the name. McKay and Caruso or something.
Oh,
Caruso,
yeah.
I don't know either of those guys.
He's from Carriaso's from Warwick.
Okay. Yeah, I had it up here. Results. And then
69, 66, 64.
Farner and Johnson were second at 16 under. May Chestnut, Sullivan Smith, Kane Vandenberg, Green
Clay.
Friel, Vaclav and Champagne were 10 under. They were ninth.
Yeah, not good.
And
What's
if you
up,
just
Clay?
if you want to preview, just look at the Taylor Rushlow group that was tied for 22nd and look at their scores. Especially on the first day. Masters. US Open 2 weeks.
Yes.
Oh, they made one more than the Moose on number, what, 5? 6? One more than a Moose. Yes, a Moose is a 9 and one more is a 10.
They both made more than the Moose.
That's funny.
Did you see how many feet of putts DJ made over the last, since the playoffs have started?
Amazing.
It's been crazy. They showed that stat today, what he's averaging. I can't remember what the heck it was. I wish I could pull it up.
Welcome back to the Spin on Golf Show. Now, back to your hosts, PGA professionals Jordan Young, Mike Fay, Brian Cairns, and WJR's own Sean Belegian.
Welcome back in 7:18 on a Sunday night. It is Spin on Golf. Keeping an eye, of course, on the going-ons down in Atlanta, Georgia. It is the Tour Championship. DJ in control right now, 19 under. Xander at 14 under. JT at 14 under. That, of course, being Justin Thomas. John Rahm at 13 under. Morikawa at 12 under. That concludes tomorrow. So, we'll certainly touch on that, I'm sure, when we all reconvene in a couple weeks for the U.S. Open, and then we do it again come Masters time. As we mentioned, we are really, really honored to have a couple of people join us right now here on 760 WJR, and of course to the people watching on Facebook Live. I joked with them before the show began. Pretty good last couple of weeks. We'll leave it at that. Let's welcome them in. Sarah White, Brett White, kindly joining us here. Spin on Golf on 760 WJR. First of all, thanks to both of you for joining us. We really appreciate it. How you guys doing tonight?
We're doing good.
Yeah, not too bad. Thanks for having us on.
No, thank you. We appreciate it greatly. For the benefit of people that aren't, maybe aware of what's been going on. Sarah, you got yourself a pretty big win and had some help from what I understand is a pretty darn good caddy as well. and then Brett turns around and takes care of business in the Michigan Open. What's this been like for you guys the last couple of weeks?
Well, for me personally, it was kind of a dream come true, a big career change, and a little bit of an adjustment because I got that sponsor's exemption into the Symetra Tour event, and I had to win to get status. If I took second, they would give me a thumbs up and a hopefully see you at Q School. So adjusting to, I had about an hour to decide if I wanted to accept full status and next week's event, and that took about a 10-second, yep, I'm good, let's go. So it's been unbelievable. I'm still adjusting, and it's still kind of wow, I did that. It's very humbling.
It was very cool to see. It was really cool. I was on the bag. I've been kind of battling a back issue, so she asked me to caddy for her. I said, I don't know if my back can handle it. Well, she ended up, it was in Phoenix. So they got carts because it was like 115 degrees. I was like, hey, I can ride in a cart along, and I can do that. But to see her win, to be there with her, to go through all that, I was extremely proud, as an older brother. But, yeah, it was really cool to see what she did. And I think it kind of inspired me to, I can go out and do it too.
He just wanted to one up.
You didn't.
We're really competitive.
You didn't have any back problems last week. I can tell you that much. Mike.
Yeah, exactly.
I got a question for Sarah. What happened to your real caddy, your dad? Is he jealous?
My dad. So he caddied for me in the WAPT event. So when I got that top 5, that's when I got the sponsors exemption. And he's a great caddy. He doesn't know, as much as Brett does, but his motto was show up, keep up, and shut up. And he did a great job.
That's awesome.
He caddied for me in my win, though.
Yeah, he was on Brett's. He was on Brett's.
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
Did he quit his job, by the way? I was asking earlier this week if he was going to be a full-time caddy now.
No, he's retired. So he's got our older sister had a baby in March, so he's on grandpa duty, babysitting 3 times a week.
Awesome.
Unless he can get away and caddy for one of us.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Sarah and Brett White kindly joining us here. Spin on Golf 760 WJR. Sarah, you're all smiles right now, as you should be after a pretty good win by not only yourself, but your brother as well. And we'll get to your brother in just a moment. But, you talked about it. What kind of pressure is that? Obviously you've been competing a long time, whether it be golf or on the ice. But this is something like win or nothing. I mean, what kind of pressure was that? How did you deal with that pressure?
Well, I actually didn't know that I had to win to get status, because usually what happens on Symetra and LPGA is if you get a top 10, you're automatically in the next week's event, and then you'll probably get a reshuffle. But so I had no idea until after I made the putt. A couple of the Symetra Tour workers came up to me and was like, I'm going to read you this email that I got from the LPGA commissioner. And it says, it was sent on Saturday night. And they were like, if Sarah White happens to win, we will honor her win with full status. It was B status, which is called the winner's circle. And she will automatically be in next week's event. And I will pretty much get into every event. If she doesn't win, it was like, yay, good job. Like,
wow.
Go out, good second place in your first event, but I got nothing. With
the COVID year, there's no Monday qualifying. Really, the only way she got in was a sponsor exemption, and then so top 10, doesn't even get her into the next week, so it's kind of crazy.
And Sarah, at what point did you decide, like, hey, I want to start playing, I want to go after this full time again? Because you played in college. You played around the country a little bit. You've been training with the Mach 3 guys and working with them and doing a great job. When did it click, or was this all planned over the last year or so?
So I wanted to be a professional golfer since my brother got me into the game. I started at 5, and so I graduated this past December from Texas State University. So January 1st, 2020, I turned pro. And I played in a WAPT winter series, and I took 5th. And I was like, okay, this is going pretty good. I took about a month off, and then COVID happened. So, the Symetra Tour event was pretty much my 5th tournament as a pro. And I've been working with Mach 3 because they are super flexible with my schedule. I get a good workout. I make some extra money when I'm not traveling and stuff like that. And I am full on in support of what they do. I think what they do is amazing. So it was just a really good relationship with Mike and Jeff, and they knew that was my end goal. I wanted to be a pro golfer for forever. So they just allowed me to have the opportunity. So I don't know when it clicked, but it all came together at the right time.
That's great.
How did it work as siblings? To have Brett caddy for you. I kept thinking as I was reading the story, my brothers and I chirp at each other so much. I don't know if that'd be a good thing or a bad thing in a tournament. How was it for you guys? And did you limit the chirping at one another?
I think We didn't fight much growing up. We had a pretty big age gap, except for when I was little. I was like, I want to be like my brother, so I was really annoying.
I don't know. As a caddy, I tried to stay out of it. I tried to just give her the numbers, and but yeah, we have a good relationship like that. We don't really chirp at each other too much. We're competitive, definitely, with each other.
Yeah.
But
it's funny because we are two way different golfers. Like when we have lessons with our swing coach, it is like total opposites. But for some reason, when we get together in caddy, it just works. He gives me all of the factual stuff, and I'm like,
she just goes and hits it.
Yeah, I'm just like, from Michael Scott, the keep it simple, stupid. Like I just am like keeping it as simple as possible. And I'm like, ball goes there in as least amount of shots as possible. I don't, it's kind of like, I'm definitely.
We're a good team. I think a little bit. I think for her, and she just hits a shot, so it's good.
Yeah.
Great stuff. Brett and Sarah White kindly joining us here. 760 WJR Spin on Golf. No rest for you, Brett. You had to turn around and there's no other way to put it. You took care of business in the Michigan Open. Congratulations to you. We'll get into what you've had to deal with momentarily, but first, talk about taking care of business in the Michigan Open.
Yeah, I definitely had a good week up there. It was my third year playing the Michigan Open at the Bear, and I think I finally, realized that you got to pick and choose your spots. You got to be extremely disciplined, and if you make a mistake out there coming into the greens, the bunkers are a one-shot penalty, and odds are if you hit it into the bunker, it's going to be plugged, which is like a shot and a half. So I had a really great week. I got the benefit of a good wave, but yeah, I definitely had everything come together, and I played really well up there.
Wait a minute, you were on the same wave I was. What happened?
I don't know, BC. I don't know what.
All I do is walk up to the range the next day. I'm like, hey, did you play the same time I did yesterday? Because we had 66, and you could have gave me one a hole, and I wouldn't have beat you.
Right.
Pretty good plan.
Brett and Sarah White kindly joining us here, 760 WJR. We'll talk about some of the things that, Brett, I know that you've had to deal with after we go to the break, because I want to certainly give you time to talk about that. But no rest for you, huh, Brett? You think the champion gets a little rest, a little vacation? Rumor has it you're going to be caddying real soon. Is there any truth to that rumor?
Oh, yeah, I already caddied Sarah. So I won on Thursday. And I didn't really celebrate too long because Sarah teed off at 8:28 in South Bend. So I went from Traverse City. I went from Traverse City after a 2-hour rain delay. So got back at 11 o'clock, threw some laundry in, went to bed at midnight, woke up at 5 and drove down to South Bend with my dad. So it was a little bit less of a celebration than I would like to have, but
it can make up for it.
Yeah, I'll make up for it soon, I'm sure. Yeah. It was a good long weekend. But yeah, so I didn't have too much rest, but now we're back. So
it's great to see it. It's great to see smiles on both of your faces. No doubt about that. We'll continue the conversation with Sarah and Brett White in just a moment. So glad you're joining us wherever you may be on this Sunday night. It's Spin on Golf here on 760 WJR. That was awesome, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, good stuff.
Really, thank you.
No problem. Thanks for having us. We'll go one more segment probably, right?
Yeah, we'll go. Yeah, we'll go one more.
Titleist hat on. You're okay.
All right, sounds good.
All right, okay. What's Sarah?
I saw his Titleist hat, so I was like, all right, I figured it's all right.
What's in the bag, Sarah?
I got Vokey
mixed bag.
Yeah. I got all my stuff from college, so I got the college discount. So I have Vokey wedges, TaylorMade P760 irons with the KBS 115 shaft, and like a 915 hybrid. Best hybrid I've ever had.
Wow.
And then a Ping 410 3-wood, and then a Callaway Epic Flash driver.
With a Scotty
and a Scotty Cuban putter.
Tell Brian what your driver club head speed is.
TrackMan, I'm about 108, 164 ball speed.
108? I thought you were like 118.
Well, that's like the SSR, so it just depends on what you use. My top speed on the SSR is 122.
Oh, jeez.
Right, that's comparable 108, 109, right?
Brett, what about you?
I mean, it just depends on what you're using.
I'm probably hovering like 118, 119. I can step maybe get over 120, 122, but in college, man, I was like 120, 128, 127.
Really? That much difference, huh?
Yeah. Get sick
Encephalitis.
and all that stuff. But
I had the most fun walking with Brett in college, watching him play golf. It was always fun. It was a little bit stressful at times, but it was really fun.
Yeah.
We had a lot of good times.
I kind of settled it down like junior, senior year, but those freshman, sophomore year, man, I was so raw. I think every other week I'd either be hitting a 45-yard cut or a 45-yard draw.
Yeah, but what made you great and what's going to make you even better is you were humble and you always ask questions.
Mm-hmm.
Always.
I love being a student of the game.
You weren't too bashful to ask the dumbest. There is no dumb question, but you were, you might have been green, you might have been naive, but you were asking the right questions because you didn't know.
Willing to try stuff too. Like, you know, he wasn't afraid to try different things and work at it and see if you can make it better. Yeah,
it was cool watching your evolution there for a few years.
No doubt. Well, that, man, when we got there, I'm just thinking now, like, the old Fox Hill building, like the old Eagle Crest, it plays like 6,700 yards. And now, like, they got the short game area. You guys got like the 5-stall garage, their bay there, all the good resources there for Eastern to use. And then what is your the JY, the building that they're gonna do for Eastern Michigan Golf?
I'm kind of involved with that, but it's gonna be like $8 million building.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It is crazy.
I mean, when I was there, it's like in 5 or 6 years they're gonna be
dude. When I was there, we hit balls in the basement off the PVC piping and the plumbing.
In the rec center?
No, in the basement of the golf course.
Oh my Lord!
You ever been down there?
No, I have not.
Yeah, well, you don't want to go down there.
Probably a bunch of spiders down there. No.
Oh man, that was brutal. And Sean was an Eastern guy. Sean was at Eastern when I was there too.
No doubt. You're here on last year, right?
Worked at the old Wooden Nickel.
Oh man, I need to come back.
Welcome back to the Spin on Golf Show. Once again, your hosts, PGA professionals Jordan Young, Mike Fay, Brian Cairns, and WJR's own Sean Belegian.
Welcome back in Sunday night, Spin on Golf here on 760 WJR. If you're listening on the radio, we appreciate it. If you are watching on Facebook Live, well, we appreciate you. I want to give a shout out to Mike Higgs, who wants everybody to know he is on Team White. So
all right, Mike.
There you go. Mike Higgs let everybody know he is on Team White. Once again, our guests, Sarah and Brett White. Brett, before we went to the break, we're talking about your win in the Michigan Open. I don't even know how to gauge what your emotions were like with everything that you've gone through in the past few years. For people out there that don't know your story, you had a brain infection. I'm going to let you tell the story because you just read the story, and I commented on this earlier. It sounds like this can't be real Hollywood story, but it has the happy ending, thankfully for you. But tell everybody what you've had to go through and what your emotions are like right now.
Right now my emotions are, I don't know. I just want to keep on getting better, getting to the highest level of golf. But I can tell you, almost 3 years to the day, I was getting over viral encephalitis. I had mononucleosis, and I was threatening to go to my brain, or it did go to my brain. So my brain was swollen up, and it really affected every part of my, physical, mental life. I had to relearn how to balance and walk. I mean, everything like moves still, but my equilibrium was off. I had vertigo symptoms. If I was standing up and I closed my eyes, I think I would have fallen over. It was a crazy experience. It was very strange. I really don't know how to describe it, but yeah. So almost 3 years ago, and then I won last year the 2019 Nevada State Open, and that was a big monkey off my back. That was probably as emotional. It was definitely crazy. It was as emotional as winning the Michigan Open. Michigan Open might mean a little more. My dad was on the bag, and just being from Michigan, I've always wanted to win that tournament.
And Sarah, not only is this somebody that you watch golf growing up, and you guys have always had that. That's your brother. I mean, that's somebody that you love dearly. I mean, what was that like for you to watch somebody you love so much, and as you said, wanted to emulate, go through this?
Yeah. So what was really scary when he first came back so he actually tied for first in a tournament. Like,
I lost in a playoff in the New Hampshire State Open.
Yeah, like maybe 3 days before you started feeling symptomatic.
Yeah.
So, we are super proud of him. And then he went to one of my friends and played another tournament and was like, Brett's not right, not feeling well, really
sleeping all day, lethargic.
Not good. And then after he played in a tournament, I think he made the cut, which was pretty impressive. But went to ER, got tested, and then they said he had mono. So came home and, typical mono symptoms. But it was scary to see him get up out of a chair and not being able to walk on his own. He was grabbing on our table. He was doing stairs, and it was really scary. And I actually had to leave for college 4 days after he got admitted into where'd you go?
First Spectrum Butterworth.
Spectrum Butterworth. And it was like a case study. They didn't know what was wrong with him. And it was really scary because I was leaving for college and I'm like, am I going to see my brother again? So being able to FaceTime him and see his progression, it was truly inspiring because, I've always looked up to my brother. I'd say him and my older sister are huge mentors in my entire life. So imagining, growing up without them and being such an important role in my golfing career, it was really scary. But seeing him battle back, seeing his old swing videos, seeing him just accomplish what we both have been dreaming about for a long time is truly inspiring. So, I've told him so many times, congratulations, it means so much to me that probably more than he knows that he's there to help me whenever I need it, even though I'm dude, shut up. Sometimes on the bag, I'm like, oh my God, this is so much information. Just shut up. Let me get a golf shot. But it's really one of a kind relationship I have with my siblings. So
what an awesome story. I mean, do you guys even sit back and go, how the heck is this happening? All the crap that we've gone through the last couple of years. And then you guys just had the week together that you had. I mean, is there part of you that you look at each other and go, are we dreaming right now? I mean, you can't make this stuff up.
I don't know. I still feel like it's kind of a dream, but I'm living it. But, Brett and I, right before I hit that putt was like, this is what we've been, you've hit 1,000,000 5-footers before. I had a left to right 5-footer.
Left edge.
Left edge. And I'm a right-handed golfer. And my putting back in the day was my Achilles heel. I could go out and shoot even par with 40 putts. So, it's just it came to having my brother be there and was like, you've hit 1,000,000 5-footers. This is exactly what we've been working for. He's like, these are the moments that we want to see in what you live for. And then, it was amazing. And I still can't believe it. I don't know. It's crazy.
It was a life-changing win for her for sure. She gets status for
through 2021.
Through 2021. But
and then seeing Brett win, it was like, yo, we have accomplished a pretty good stuff in 2020. Not the favorite year by most people, but hey, we're
taking advantage. Yeah.
Yeah, we're hanging in there all right.
You know, I want to point out to anybody listening as well, pretty big testament as far as I'm concerned about how these two respect one another. He keeps talking about her win. She keeps talking about his win. That's pretty stinking cool. Props to your parents for bringing you guys up the right way. Once again, Brett and Sarah White kindly joining us here on 760 WJR. Brett, how far was golf off your radar for a period of time? I'm sure, you know, you're probably thinking to yourself, I just want to get right. Was it even on your radar? Or, you know, what was it something you just said, hey, listen, back burner right now, let's focus on getting well?
Yeah, well, you know, I didn't know how long it was going to take to get back, and I didn't know how bad it was going to get. You know, at first when I got sick, you know, and I couldn't walk, I mean, I was 55th on the money list on PGA Tour Latin America. I was like, I still had the second half of the season to go. I really wanted to keep my card. I had great momentum in my professional career, even though it was early. But you know, after, you know, kind of the dust settled, they got the swelling in my brain under control. That's really when I knew the work was going to have to happen, and rehabilitation. And so it motivated me through all my physical therapies. I mean, I stayed 2 weeks at Mary Free Bed inpatient rehabilitation center where we did basically 8 hours a day of therapy, whether it be speech therapy, because my language or my speech and my memory were affected greatly. Occupational therapy, just little motor skills like screwing in a screw, or you know, counting or holding and handling money and change, or, you know, physical therapy. So
he was swinging a golf club. Don't worry.
Yeah.
He was. He was on like a foam. And then my dad, and then my dad brought like an 8-iron in, and then he was just like, after probably he did all of the basic stuff, he's like, let me swing a golf club.
Yeah, the last week I was putting in on the carpets, and I knew I had to get back to golf. Maybe not at a high. I didn't know what level I was going to be, but I just had to do it for my own sanity. I've been doing it my whole life. I love the game. And, you know, after I could wipe my own ass, I decided I probably should start golfing.
Now you sound like your dad.
Right. To the pros out there, Mike, Jordan, BC, you hear this story, you know, it's blowing my mind. What's going through your minds right now as pros? I mean, it's crazy. I mean, what an unbelievable story.
Well, I'm just so proud of them both. I've known, you know, Brett a lot more than I know Sarah, but they're both awesome kids. I'm just really proud of them, and I mean, they've got big things coming, and that's all I know. So I'm not surprised. It's a crazy, unreal story, but just very proud of them.
Yeah, Mike, I'm sorry, the Whites, Sarah and Brett. I wasn't surprised that you won. I mean, after what you went through, I'm like, well, this playing tournament golf's easy now.
It was his time. I mean,
that's kind of what you had to do.
Definitely give me a different perspective, you know, tournament golf. Bogey is not the end of the world. Hey, I'm out here. You know, it's I think I matured, you know, 20 years in that one year and a half. It just shows how quick it can go. I don't know. I have a different perspective on life. So, and in some way, I always try to keep positive and you know, take life as it comes and learn from it. So
yeah, and he pushes that on me, you know, when I'm caddying or when he's caddying for me, because you know, I didn't
she gets a little fiery after a bogey.
I did one time. I was like, just let me be mad for a second. You know, I was just like, just let me be okay, and I'll be fine. You know,
Mike, anything for the Whites before we let them go?
Brett, want to know what did you learn from this whole experience? What's the biggest thing that you can share with others about what you've been through?
Yeah, one of the things I always try to do is not be a victim. I mean, I know a lot of people. I've had some crazy things happen to me, but I never sat back there and said, "Woe is me." I always thought. You know, people always have it worse. Someone always has it worse. And I saw it when I was in Mary Free Bed. You know, I was blessed that, you know, I could walk out of that place after I got discharged. I saw a lot of people go through some stuff, and they were working on, when I was in there, I was in really bad shape, but luckily I progressed. And some people, they never really come back too much from it. They have just as bad luck in their health circumstances. But I try to not be a victim. I try to work hard every day, and I still am very blessed. So.
You guys are so awesome. I am so Team White. Whether you like it or not, I am so Team White. The best to both of you. No question about that. And we'll be keeping an eye on you guys, and hopefully we'll have a chance to chat again soon. Really appreciate you guys taking the time.
Thank you for having us on.
Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate
Thanks,
it.
guys. Good luck.
Thank you.
Great stuff. Sarah and Brett White kindly joining us here on Spin on Golf on 760 WJR. Don't you go anywhere. The moment you're waiting for, the punk of the week. You guys are great.
Hey, thank
Seriously,
you.
Absolutely. That was awesome.
Another good golf story we forgot to mention. The girl Sarah beat in her Symetra tour was Sophia Popov.
We talked about that.
Yeah, so we played head to head with her in the last group. Sarah made they both played great, obviously, and then she flies from Phoenix to the British Open the next week and wins. So
we mentioned that. We mentioned that on the show.
Was me.
Yeah.
Should have went with her.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Hey, you know what? I got status from my win. He had status. It's okay.
Funny.
I'll get there.
Thanks, guys. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. We'll talk to you guys soon.
It was awesome. Thank you.
All right. Talk to
See
you
ya.
soon.
Yep.
Have a good call.
Bye-bye. Wow.
Awesome story.
Wow.
That was
I'm going to
good,
take the dogs out. I'll be right back. Do I have time, Parsons, like a minute?
I haven't got the minute warning from Eric yet, so I think we have a little
I'll-
time.
Look at Eric giving you the wave.
If not,
So-
BC is in charge, and then we're all in trouble.
Yeah, go ahead. Who cares?
Hey, Mike.
Who
Mike,
cares?
I don't know if these guys are going to click on or not, but I'm going to give them a try.
Okay.
I'm going to send them your link.
Okay.
We'll see how it goes.
Do you need like a signal before I bring them in? Well, probably just when you're talking.
Yeah,
Punk of the week, right?
if you come on and just go like, or make a note like they're here if you want them.
I'll put it in the private chat. Yeah.
I've already
yeah,
told them.
Yeah,
they've
because you
got
guys
like a
can't see
minute.
that. Okay. Yeah, I'll put it in the private chat that they're there. I think BC froze on us. There he is. He's back.
Mike, anything
come
you
and
want
go.
to? Mike, anything you want to bring up? I know you kind of get pushed on the back end a lot of this, so sorry.
No,
Mike Fay.
no,
Mike Fay.
That's fine. No, I'm good. I know who I would pick for Punk of the Week, but I think we have a very special guest.
Well, you bring it up. Bring it up. You guys do yours because these guys, I don't know if they're gonna come in or not.
I'll join BC. We talked about it earlier.
I'm going to let the pros do it. You guys do it.
Mike, you got to start. BC goes too, and then I'll nominate my guys, and then if they come on, they come on, and if not, then we'll just go to the next.
George, let me know what out time is, okay?
BC, where are you?
Home.
Sarah?
Oh,
I'm still bundled up. I got 4 layers on. Man, was it cold today. Son of a bitch.
who's on the?
Welcome back to the Spin on Golf Show. Now, back to your hosts, PGA professionals Jordan Young, Mike Fay, Brian Cairns, and WJR's own Sean Belegian.
We are not used to it yet. We were just talking about it. If you happen to be up early this morning, I was out at about 8 a.m. It was 54 degrees. We aren't used to it yet. That's wonderful. In a month, I love it personally. Now, we're not used to it. BC's giving me the thumbs down. I might be now. I mean, who knows how that works out? Once again, thanks to the Whites. What an unbelievable story what they've been through as a family and what they've been able to do as golfers and competitors the last couple of weeks. Just a great story. Bright future for those two, huh?
Yeah. You know what? I watched Brett for 4 years at Eastern Michigan. And if you would have bet me $1,000 that he was going to win the Michigan Open one day, I'd have said, I'll win it before he does. That's how hard of a worker this kid has been. I mean, really, really impressive. That's all I got to say.
But he had the tools, the length, the short game, the putting. I'm not surprised that he's won it because of his skill set and his head, his demeanor.
Right. His demeanor has always been good. And like I said, he's the most humble, one of the most humble kids I've ever met, and the most inquisitive and question-asking kid because he wants to know everything for his sake.
All right, we've got Punk of the Week and the pros. We've got 3 different Punks of the Week this week from the pros. Jordan, are we saving you for last? Is that how
I think I've got a special nomination at the end, but maybe Mike and BC go first. And,
all right, Mike.
We'll see how they do.
You're on it.
Usually I abstain from this, but I have to say something.
Abstain.
Who?
I have to say something. I don't like the whole Head Start program. We talked about it earlier with the PGA Tour going in the last round. That's, you play a golf tournament. It's 72 holes, whatever it is, 36 holes, whatever it is, and see who wins. And it's a culmination of the season. And then you have this whole Head Start. I don't know. What do you think, guys? I don't like it.
I don't like it either.
Thumbs down across the board. It's unanimous. So, Mike Fay, welcome to the club. We've all given a Punk of the Week now. Mike.
Thank you.
And we don't have Punk of the Week if it wasn't for this guy. BC, you're up.
I got a serious gripe with every golfer that can't bend over and fix a pitch mark or a divot. Don't come on my turf. Stay away. Stay home. You're not a golfer. You might visit, but learn how to visit. There's rules at Disney World, and there's rules at a golf course. Read them or don't show up. Stay away.
He's like a cartoon character. I love it.
The double glasses is so intimidating.
All right. Here's mine. Now, we did have some other events that came up. We had the Michigan Mid-Am, I believe, up at Boyne, and Mike Anderson won this year. I don't know his scores. Great guy, good friend.
2 under.
Guy, 2 under. We also had the Kircher Cup, and the Kircher Cup's a great event. Everett Kircher and family, they put this on every year. It's a 3-day best ball up at Boyne. And my nomination are 2 friends of mine, Jared Rushlow and Sheldon Taylor, that are joining us now, and they are the Punks of the Week because combined they made 10s on number 5 in a best ball. Guys, you're the Punks of the Week, and I want to know how that's possible.
Well, we're going to get that mic on. There's that mic.
Mike is on. We're ready to go.
Well,
okay.
At a certain point, the golf course is already beating you down bad enough. So you don't care if you make 10 or 20. That ball's getting over the water.
I heard a lot of Tin Cup moments.
Okay, there was a moment. It was a little bit rough. The wind was pretty strong, and if anybody has played the Heather before, they know what that hole can do to you. She's a strong dog leg left over water, all carry. And the wind was a hard left to right. We knew we had to get our tee shots down the left side, and they did not move anywhere towards the fairway. They kept traveling left into the hazard.
We didn't.
How many balls went in the water? How many balls went in the water?
I didn't drive 4 hours to lay up.
2 balls.
I dropped
2 balls in play
first and made sure I put a good swing on her, and it didn't happen. And then Sheldon dropped, and he put a good swing on it and thought that should have went over. So then I dropped again and thought that should have went over, and it didn't go over. And then Sheldon said, "I'm just going to drop." And I said, "You want me to lay up to about 100 yards and try to have a little wedge in from here?" He said, "No." He goes, "You might as well just go for it after where we're at. I don't care if we card to 20."
So just to clarify this, in a best ball event, which BC and I played in many times, you both play the hole. You take the best score. So both of you guys made 10 or higher. They started at 10. And they did shoot
Well, he
under
didn't beat
par
me on
the
that
other
hole,
2
and I
days.
didn't beat him on that hole. It's just 2 10s.
Oh,
2 10s. Okay, so you shared it. Well, congratulations, guys. You are the punks of the week. And enjoy the rest of the week at the Kirchner Cup.
You win.
Thank you, Jordan. Love you.
Thanks, Jordan. Thanks, BC. Thanks, guys.
Sheldon, that beverage looked very refreshing. I think I'll have one of those when this show's over. How's that?
Oh, BC,
Oh,
what's
yeah.
the highest? What's the highest we've made in
God
a best
bless.
ball, BC?
Take care, boys.
Maybe a
What's
6?
the highest?
No, we've never made a 6.
No?
Nope, 5.
Okay.
Believe me, I would seriously have a volcano eruption if we made a 6 in a better ball.
They shot 78 and then they shot 71, 71, though. Or 70, 70 the last 2 days.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, weather was not good up there.
Oh, is that great? All right, we got about a minute to go. Again, just a reminder to everybody, we are not going to be here next week. Lions Radio is back. Steve, Courtney, and I will be on at 10 a.m., as a matter of fact. Can't wait for Lions and Bears. But all 3 of us will reconvene. All 4 of us, how's that? We'll reconvene 2 weeks from now, recapping the U.S. Open, and then we'll be back in November as well. Some final thoughts, boys, before we take a couple-week break. Mike, we'll start with you.
If DJ doesn't fall down tomorrow or get hurt, he's winning it all tomorrow. So there you go.
All right, BC, some final thoughts?
I hate this format. I hate it. But the best player is going to win it all, DJ.
All right, JY?
I'm just thankful we all get together and talk a little bit about golf, laugh a lot, and hopefully we got some listeners that are enjoying it too. And I'm going to play golf tomorrow. I'm looking for round 11 tomorrow, and hopefully it's a nice day.
Good. Hey, it's been a pleasure, boys. Hopefully we can do it a bunch more times in the next few months, not just the next couple of times. Lots of thanks to throw out there. Of course, Jordan's Punks of the Week for being sports and joining us. The Whites, Sarah and Brett White. Of course, Eric Dortch back at the 760 WJR studios. And today, our, I guess you could call it on-site engineer. Is that the best way to say it? Mike Parsons. Always good with putting up the videos and putting up the little quotes and everything. We really appreciate it. Most of all, thank you for joining us wherever you may be. We'll talk to you in a couple weeks. Once again, we'll be on the 20th, September 20th, right here, 760 WJR, recapping the U.S. Open. For everybody involved, my name is Sean Belige, and until a couple weeks from now, have a great round and enjoy the rest of your night.